and the omnibus. So I was forced into the Archers when I was a child. And look, it's come back to bite me later on. I'm awash with this stuff.
The Archers is the world's longest-running radio show, with more than 15,000 episodes broadcast. Despite being a rural flavor show, The Archers is recorded in the heart of...
Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're taking a really fascinating and, frankly, often frustrating deep dive into an account of a group holiday. A planned trip to the Scottish Highlands that just immediately goes off the rails.
It's a spectacular story.
It is a story of logistical failure, family drama, and this is the interesting part, the surprising power of just local knowledge.
This source material is, it's just remarkable because it's like an accidental blueprint for surviving chaos. We get to analyze what happens when these huge expectations, stunning castle, a perfect schedule, when they just collide head-on with reality.
So our mission is pretty simple. We're looking at these twin disasters, a huge travel breakdown, and this massive accommodation shock, and trying to figure out what they really tell us about stress, and maybe why some people in the group thrived in that chaos while others just...
imploded. They really did. It's all about expectation versus reality.
Okay, let's unpack this. So the setup for failure begins right at the start. The group is traveling to this castle location, and they split into two cars.
A choice they immediately regretted.
Oh, immediately. And the second car, the one with Yakov, Justin, Phoebe, Alice, Natasha, it just breaks down catastrophically.
And that decision, to split the cars, that was the first fracture point. When you plan group travel, you're essentially pooling everything. Your emotional resources, your material resources.
Great stuff.
Exactly, your stuff. By splitting up, they guaranteed that when one system failed, they didn't just lose people, they lost critical gear and, of course, a huge amount of time.
And they lost a full day. The car gets towed, and they have this massive detour to Blackpool to get a replacement.
Blackpool? I mean, it's hundreds of miles in the wrong direction.
That is usually grounds for a total morale collapse, right? But the sources say something really interesting about the Blackpool crew. They became chipper.
Which is amazing. It's a textbook example of psychological reframing.
What do you mean by that?
Well, when you hit rock bottom with your plan, when you have zero logistical control, the only way out is just to adapt. You have to.
And it helped that Natasha apparently had good childhood memories of the place.
Right, so she helped shift the emotional tone. Instead of fighting it, they just went with Justin's instruction to go with the flow. They saw the winter gardens, had fish and chips.
They turned a logistical nightmare into this weird forced day trip.
A bizarre cultural experience.
Yeah.
But the problem is, their adaptation created an immediate dependency nightmare for the other group, the ones who had already arrived.
Because all the essential items were in the wrong car.
All of them, or at least too many of them, due to the car swap, either from lack of space or just chaos. Crucial things got left behind.
So the group in the Highlands, they realize Lillian's and Rory's belongings are stuck.
Tony's fishing gear, which for him is indispensable. That's his whole reason for being there.
And maybe the biggest blow of all, Yakov's coffee machine was also stuck in Blackpool.
It sounds like a small thing, but it's not. Imagine starting what's supposed to be a relaxing break, and the thing that enables your comfort, your morning routine, it's just gone.
It really raises the question of planning, not just packing, but redundancy.
Exactly. How much of the tension that follows could have been avoided if they just split the essential gear between both cars?
One flat tire shouldn't lead to critical failure.
But it did. They created this zero-sum game where one group's arrival and comfort depended entirely on the other car. It just set the stage perfectly for the next disaster.
And that disaster was waiting for them when they finally got there. I mean, the location itself was spectacular.
Oh, absolutely. Perched right on top of a hill, glorious views.
But the booking, the actual accommodation, it was not the castle.
Not the castle. It was the adjacent stable block.
Which explains why it was, in the source's words, so cheap.
This is the critical failure of expectation management, isn't it? Rory booked the location, assuming the building came with it. It's like booking a beautiful street instead of the luxury apartment you thought was on it.
And inside the stable block, only 4 bedrooms.
Which leads us to the bunk bed bombshell.
The ultimate symbol of shattered luxury.
It really is. The discovery that they'd have to share rooms in bunk beds just sent Lillian right over the edge.
She famously declared she would sleep in them over my dead body.
A dramatic reaction for sure, but it perfectly illustrates that psychological mechanism. When a plan fails, People fixate on the most obvious acute discomfort.
So the bunk beds became the symbol for everything that went wrong.
For Rory's failure, for the whole trip's ruin, didn't matter that the scenery outside was glorious.
And sharing was mandatory. 8 people, with the dreaded Hazel still expected to arrive.
The person no one wants to share with.
Right, so this just forces these quick, tense decisions. Lillian and Helen agree to share. Kate and Tony and Rory shuffle around. Here's where it gets really interesting. Because on top of the logistical nightmare, you have this psychological weight of the absent guests.
Oh yeah, 3 people adding drama just by not being there. Let's start with James.
James, the unfulfilled promise. Leon just drops the bomb that James was never actually coming.
Despite assuring everyone he would.
Introducing the Archer's Mug, where elegance meets everyday comfort. Crafted from premium white ceramic, designed with vibrant peekaboo colors inside, simple, modern, and stylish. Start your day the Archer's way, with warmth, familiarity, and the comfort of voices you've come to love. As the stories unfold on the Archers, let this mug become part of your daily ritual, a small reminder of life in Ambridge. Practical for every home, dishwasher and microwave safe. Available in 2 sizes, 11 ounces and 15 ounces, designed to fit your lifestyle. Enjoy your favorite drink in a mug that connects you to Britain's most beloved countryside story, The Archers. For more information, and to order your very own The Archer's Mug, follow the link below and make it part of your daily routine.
And the excuse is just, it's paper thin, a stressful job, and an expensive home. But he had just spent the entire summer in New Zealand.
The cognitive dissonance there is just massive, isn't it? You're too stressed for a family holiday, but not for a trip across the world.
It's not just a free bed, it's a layer of emotional betrayal. It just proves his commitment to the group was, well, superficial at best.
Then you have Hazel, who never replied to emails, and Tom, the younger one, who's just in a mood back home.
The whole group was already operating under these deep, unresolved tensions. The car breaking down, the bunk beds, those things just stripped away the illusion that everything was fine.
Exactly. But while Lillian is trapped inside, fixating on the bad Wi-Fi and the missing luggage,
Tony and Helen do the exact opposite.
they pivot. They go for a walk and immediately find what they came for. They describe the river as magical, so clear.
They chose engagement over complaint, and that proactive immersion led them straight to the story's saving grace.
Finley, the local crofter.
And his sheepdog, Dash, they find him checking on his new flock, which, were apparently giving him a bit of extra work. They weren't used to the terrain.
And this chance encounter just opens up this incredibly rich seam of local knowledge. It's such a contrast to the failed holiday planning.
It really is.
Yeah.
Tony, who has a farm himself, was expecting to see traditional Scottish black-faced sheep.
That Finley was innovating. He says no, he's experimenting with North Country Chias.
Or Nors, as he calls them.
Right, Nors. And why? Because they yield more meat.
That small detail is a huge insight. Finley represents this practical, proactive efficiency that Rory, the planner, completely lacked. Finley understands how to optimize his resources.
While Rory optimized for the minimum price.
Exactly, and the connection deepens. Tony shares that his family farm in Borsussia has been organic since 1984.
A detail that speaks to sustained commitment to quality. Again, just a stark contrast to the haphazard holiday plan.
And Finley matches it. He mentions he runs Highlands cattle and specifically uses Montbéliards.
A cow breed for cheese.
Right. What we're seeing is this genuine exchange of high-value, specialized information between 2 people who respect quality and process. It completely bypasses all the petty frustrations of the trip.
And this is where the whole logistical failure is just... it's totally circumvented by local generosity.
It's the perfect moment. Tony is lamenting that his fishing gear is stuck back in Blackpool.
And Finley, without a moment's hesitation, just offers to lend him his own gear, tells him to seize the moment.
It's the ultimate antidote, isn't it? The car breakdown had taken away Tony's hobby, but this immediate human connection with Finley just instantly restores it.
He takes the offer, finds a fine spot, and catches these ladies of the stream.
Fish with beautiful colors on their fin.
Think about that shift. I mean, the holiday success is no longer defined by the itinerary or the non-existent castle booking.
It's defined by a shared moment on a riverbank, made possible by a stranger's kindness.
Yet back at the stable block,
The tension is simmering again. Helen is preparing the fish they caught, just a snack until the others arrive. But Lillian is still mentally trapped by the logistics.
She's still fixating on Rory's mistake, asking, how could Rory mess up like that?
She's locked in what you could call a scarcity mindset. She's only focused on the lost day, the uncomfortable beds.
And the terrible Wi-Fi and phone signal, which just made her feel even more isolated because she couldn't coordinate, she couldn't control the situation.
And that lack of Wi-Fi literally forced her away from her established method of control.
And this right here, this crystallizes the entire central conflict of this deep dive.
It's all in that conversation between Lillian and Helen. It's a perfect microcosm of their coping mechanisms. Lillian is focused on the deficit, the bunk beds, the day of our holiday lost.
What was promised but not delivered.
Exactly. And Helen, conversely, she embodies what we could call an immersion mindset. She reframes everything based on the one unassailable good thing.
She just says you can't beat this location. It's glorious.
She and Tony succeeded because they adopted that go-with-the-flow attitude proactively. They engaged with the beauty in the people instead of just passively waiting for the plan to fix itself.
The ultimate goal of the holiday, which was to enjoy themselves and honor their late mother's wishes.
That goal was achieved instantly by the members who prioritized being present, who used local resources, not by the ones who stayed chained to the schedule and the failed expectation of a castle.
So what does this all mean?
I think it means that the most valuable moments in any complex plan are often found in the margins. You know, the moments that force you to abandon the spreadsheet and just engage with the reality in front of you.
The holiday was ruined by a centralized failure, the car.
But redeemed by localized knowledge and localized generosity, by Finley.
We really did uncover some incredible nuggets. Beyond just the story, the detail about North Country chiest sheep for more meat, the farm being organic since '84, the specificity of Montbéliard's cows for cheese.
These are all details that show a genuine long-term commitment to quality. The very thing the holiday planning lacked.
The group drove hundreds of miles for a picturesque escape.
But the real connection, the real serenity, it was delivered by a stranger's kindness and a borrowed fishing rod.
So for you, our listener, maybe consider this. How often do you let the failure of one part of a plan, a delayed flight, bad accommodation, overshadow the immediate, rich reality of your environment?
The holiday was saved the moment Tony stopped fixating on his missing gear and just started talking to Finley.
When you're faced with disaster, which mindset saves your experience? Is it the fixation on the flaw or the immersion in the flow?
That's a powerful distinction. Thank you for joining us for this deep dive into expectation versus reality.
We'll catch you next time.
So, what are you doing now?
Just getting ready for the next episode. Just
And,
moving mics around.
So, what do you do?
I do the spot effects on the arches. Any
Are you what we
movements
call Foley then?
and- kind of. Yep.
Okay. And these are all part of the paraphernalia of production.
Yep. That's the bull bar. That's.
This one.
Yep. That's.
Haley so wanted to be in their own place when their baby came. It's due in 2 months. Not much chance of that now. No. I mean, it would have been a stretch for them financially, mind, but I just wish there was something practical I could do to help them, Caroline.
I think The Archers has had this immense popularity over the years, basically because it has always very accurately reflected the reality of life and living in a rural community at whatever